Hey, good morning. It's Sarah from Close to the Earth IT Services, and I've got something kind of sad going on today. I'm really grateful that that I work for myself and that I can accommodate these kind of things, but I have to go to Denver today to help one of Brian's family members suddenly, and yeah, she really needs help. So I have the flexibility to have wrapped up my work for the week yesterday. Just really got it happening quickly, just to wrap up what I needed to do, and then I'm gonna take off around lunchtime, and I'll be able to go see her. I'm gonna take her to the doctor tomorrow, and take her to a bunch of appointments that she has. And I'm really grateful that I can be there, because Brian can't go. And that's the beauty of having a healthy relationship too, where you can just be there for one another and help each other. Like, what a blessing of life. So I remember I was at one of our meetings. Let's see here. I'm just checking that. Okay, good. Just checking my comments are live, because I would imagine that people are going to have questions about this. So what do you do when someone's sick, when you've got a sick family member or someone passes away, and everything is on their computer or their tablet or their phone? You don't have those passcodes. Well, they become part. If the person passes away and doesn't have a plan for their data, if it's not designated, that'll become a part of probate. So you have to have a plan for your data. My plan is that I have let me just make this public. I have a password manager, and I gave Brian access to it. So that's kind of like how I'm doing it, is just to make sure that someone has access to my data. Otherwise, we're kind of out there on a limb with all of our stuff on one device. And I mean, no one can crack your fingerprint thing or your passcode for your phone. If you go to 10 attempts, that phone's gonna lock. So what do we do to make sure that our friends and our loved ones, not your friends necessarily, but your partner, your family, has access to your stuff and can help you? Financial data, you might obviously not want people having that stuff, and you could go to a bank. But what if your partner, your spouse, needs access to that information before the bank can legally unlock it, and one partner has more information than the other? You have to be prepared. Hey, good morning, Mashu. So how can we prepare to make sure that some of these details are taken care of? Well, one thing that I found too is a utility that I'm really liking a lot that backs up email, called Mail Backup X. And what it does is it takes my entire email box and it syncs it so it's out of the mail and into a program. That won't help someone if my computer's locked, which is going to be. But I have a pathway to actually save my data on a PDF form, the important emails that I want to have from Mail Backup X. Let's say I want to have an important file of documents that says things that are going to be important, like my car title, my insurance card, anything related to my business. A lot of that stuff is online, where I used to keep folders, having the information that I needed. I'm trying to get the comments here, but it's so distracting, like seeing myself on another camera. I'm just like, oh. So what I'm going to do, I'm winging it a little bit, because some of this information is new. And I had to go on the AARP website and kind of discover what to do. And I found a lot of great resources on the AARP website, which was super helpful. I've got so many tabs open right now. It's crazy. It is nutty around here. Ooh. I've kind of created a mess on my computer. But yeah, it's really important to have a data plan. So use a password manager, and if you have a trusted person like a family member, spouse, best friend, someone that you trust to give access to those passwords. I mean, it's got to be someone you really, really, really trust, because all of your stuff is going to be there. But someone should be designated to have access to your passwords in an emergency. Also, and I don't know, I mean, all this stuff is kind of new, so I might have more questions than answers at this point. But it's going to be important to save your assets. So what about stuff like your digital stuff, like your music, your ebooks, your stuff like that that's just on a computer? We'll definitely download a copy of those things to your computer so you have a copy. Also, check the terms of service around your email accounts, because Yahoo, for example, Yahoo Mail, after your death, it's considered a terminated account. So be aware of the terms of service around email. So what my plan to do when I go see Evelyn is just to, if she feels up to it, talk to her about how it can help her save things, how it can help her organize her files, and actually kind of create a readable document for her if someone needs to help her when she can't help herself, just advocate for her to get more organized. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to install a password manager on her computer so that she doesn't have to work so hard to remember passwords, or if she has to work on another computer or log in from somewhere, or one of her sons has to find something, that they can at least access that stuff for her. I'm also going to take a hard drive with me and make copies of important things with her. So I would never do this behind Evelyn's back. Like, that would be so uncool and probably really illegal. You cannot do that. But you can help the older people in your life to organize. Just take an afternoon and make sure that this is handled in advance. Because if someone gets sick or they suddenly pass, God forbid, not only are you grieving, but, you know, having to deal with this stuff when the rules are changing, when the laws are changing, it can be really a nightmare. So you want to prepare for that. So any kind of financial data, of course, this is going to be like the question that people ask. And there's some things that you can do and some things you can't do. But make sure that you're downloading bank statements every so often, whether it be monthly. A lot of people get the e-statements. But if you're kind of dealing with someone who's not in stable health, or you're starting to have a concern, make sure that the bank starts sending hard copy statements too of any kind of accounts. These paperless things are great when we're in awesome health, but it can be a little bit of a nightmare if someone's trying to help you to sort out your affairs. So try to get, when things start kind of looking like your loved one is needing some additional assistance, make sure that there's a paper trail, not just paperless and digital, because that becomes a really difficult situation later. So download and print account statements either monthly or quarterly, and create a hard copy of those financial documents, whether it be investment accounts, whether it be pension information, banking information. Just make sure that there's a hard copy. And that's going to eliminate the problem of accessing the information digitally, where you might have an electronic wall. So you want to kind of eliminate those barriers while still maintaining safety protocols, which means, you know, one or two designated trusted people should have access to that. Not just everywhere, not just stuffing it into a drawer, but make sure that there's a plan of accountability and trustworthiness there. So someone can't just open your computer and go in there and find stuff, even if they really need to, and even if it's okay for them to do so. You want to eliminate those barriers. And then email accounts. You really have to make sure you know what the terms of service are for email accounts for someone who has passed away. This is particularly important. And every online account has their own terms of services. So you want to make sure that you know what those are. I know it's kind of like, whoa. Or keep it in one platform. Maybe just stay with Google if you like their terms of service. I know it's kind of hard to change, but I don't know. I use Gmail, and I'm going to find out what their terms of services are around this. Also, I'm going to give you a tutorial on this Mail Backup X, so that you can export your important emails into PDF copy, so that you won't have to do that. You can make a file for yourself. If anyone has any questions, please let me know. So let's see here. This is a big one too, social media accounts. So imagine in the 12 years that we've been using, let's say, Facebook or etc., how many people have been memorialized on Facebook. And so Facebook does have a feature to show that that the person has passed and keeps that account open, but it has to be deactivated at the family member's request. So Also, Google has an inactive account manager where a family member, or it can designate 10 individuals, up to 10 individuals that can manage your account. But you have to specify that. So that goes with email too. And then all of the music and movies, downloaded content, photo sharing, they have their own. Let's say you keep your photos on, I'm trying to think of what that, like Photo Bucket or Flickr. Flickr's owned by Yahoo. So if your account has been deactivated by passing away, it's instantly terminated once the person has passed away. All of those photos are gone too. So you want to make sure that if you upload photos in order to save them, that you're making a hard copy too on a hard drive or on a backup disk. Now this is a whole lot. That would be, it just sounds pretty overwhelming to me too, just even listening to how to handle all that stuff. I think the simple solution would be to have a hard drive copy of the data that you think is important to you. It's surprising to me, very, very, very surprising, how many people don't keep a backup on a hard drive. But really, I'm going to show you what they look like. Everyone knows what they look like. This one's blue, and I've got a purple sweater on, so it's like kind of hard to see. But this is it. You can get them on Amazon for $60 for 1 terabyte. They're pretty reliable, and this will save your data. So it's not hard to do this. But it is going to be important to make sure you're downloading stuff. Don't just upload it to websites and that'll be your backup plan. You have to have a hard copy too. And there's just no way around that. So let's see here. Also, did you know if you download a song or purchase a song from Kindle or iTunes, you don't actually own that song. It's a license in order to use that for a period of time, but you don't actually own that song. So that's not like your music library. So a lot of times those materials can't be passed on. So be aware that iTunes Music Store, if you have a song that you have on your music store or on your iTunes account, you don't own that song. It's not like owning a record album and keeping it in your house. So let's just go over, I do have to start like packing and getting ready and stuff, so I don't have a whole lot of time to go over this stuff, but let me just put this in the chat, this super important email, or link rather. Let me just put this in the chat for you. This is the article that I found super, super helpful. Oh, hey, thank you, Pamela, for this, for the info in the chat. My chat pop-up is not working, so I really appreciate you mentioning that. I'm just gonna jump over to Twitter. I have this live feed going too. Okay. Alright, so let me just take care of that. I want to make sure everybody has this information because it's tough. It's hard to deal with. So let me just turn my screen around to screen share. Here you go. Here we go. Screen share. There we go. Hey, good morning. So many tabs. So this is Mail Backup X. And this is $60. I found this when I was searching for a client, and what it's gonna do is you're gonna be able to back up all of your emails and save it to PDF if you want to. You can export that. So add a new backup, and it's gonna copy Apple Mail, which is what I have. I have all of my folders and stuff. Sorry, I've got like a little itch. So I am not going to take my trash. I'm not going to take spam. Sent mail is important. Sent mail. You want to have that. You want to have sent mail. Drafts, is that important to me? No. I'm going to get rid of my trash. keep my inbox. Sent mail, you definitely want to have that. Stored mail, that's my important mail. Drafts, I don't need. And then I'm going to look. Recovered items, I don't need. These are imports. My notes, okay, yeah. It will save your notes and everything from iCloud. So I don't want deleted messages. I don't want drafts. I don't want junk. But, I mean, think about how much hassle this would save you if you were in a legal situation, too. No drafts. Deleted mail, good. And we'll go all the way to the bottom. Deleted messages. Don't need those. Don't need deleted messages at all. Don't need junk. But I mean, your sent messages are very important. So I'm going to get rid of spam, drafts, deleted, snoozed, I don't need. And see, I mean, I've got, phew. All right, well, for the sake of time, I'm going to go to this. I'm going to go to next. And then here's my storage location. I'm going to have this in the documents. And done. That's it. So now it's doing it for me. It's just doing a backup. I've got 16,000 emails on here. So, yeah, it's going to take a while. But you can find specific email and you can, let's see, you can actually save this as a PDF and export it. So here is, who wouldn't want to keep this for a lifetime? 8th generation. So I can actually export this to PDF and save it here. And then it saves the code. Why would you want the code to it? Well, maybe you want to recreate this email. A lot of people make HTML emails, and then this is the sign for PDF. So this is PDF and print. So I can print my emails, and I can save a PDF copy of them just right here. And then I'm going to choose where I want it to go. I'm going to say Documents, new folder, saved email, create. And that's where I'm going to save it. So it's going to take a minute. Spinny beach ball. There's a lot going on this computer. It's working hard. And then it was exported. I've got a log here saying what's what, and that's done. So is this something to do for a rainy day? Yeah, it is. It is. But my backup, my folder backup, this is going to be on my computer in the documents folder. Very important. It won't be somewhere where I can't find it. It won't be in the cloud if a family member has to find it for me. So, you know, that's so much better than someone trying to log into my Gmail account where I have two-factor authentication and not being able to do that. So I gotta get packed to go. I'm feeling pretty emotional. I'm glad that I am doing this and not Brian. He's just got so much going on. I'm gonna go and assess the situation and stay for a week, whatever she needs. And I'm grateful that I have the flexibility to do that. And I'm going to be able to work from my computer. I'll be available by phone. If any of my clients need anything, I will be able to respond right away. I've got all my equipment with me. And since I can't show it to you right now, but I have other tutorials on keeping a hard drive inside of one of these enclosures. And I'm literally going to be able to take this main work computer that I work on every day, because I've saved the hard drive as a copy on my on a backup drive like this, which is bootable. I'm going to be able to take my computer brain with me, my desktop computer, and work on it on my laptop as is. That's the last thing I'm going to do when I log off of my computer today, is grab my hard drive, put it in my backpack, and that's it. And of course, I have a time machine backup for it. So data backups and lots of questions, more questions than answers in this digital age where we're all on, where we've all got this internet account situation going on. And a lot of times it used to be a lot easier, just pack up a folder of important documents, you'd have a file folder or whatever. But we don't have that now. A lot of stuff stored online. Have a plan. Have a plan. Just asking for your prayers today as I go to see Evelyn. Praying for Brian. He's got a lot of work to do. He would be doing this himself if he could. I'm just grateful to be a family member, to be part of a family and care about someone who's ill, and have the opportunity to go take care of her. That's a real blessing and an honor. So I'll keep you updated. And if you're just joining this video, it is going to be archived. It's on YouTube. It's going to be saved here on Facebook. It's on Twitter. Just look. You can do a search, Apple Green Tech, and my videos will come up. I've got a lot of them, so check out a tutorial or two in your own time. And hey, thank you for watching. Yeah. So I use LastPass. There was a question. LastPass is the password manager I prefer, but they all pretty much do the same thing. So hey, thanks for watching, and I will be back as soon as I can.